if they have a dog that has
Yeah.
behavioral problems, we do need the blood work. I love, love. There's a company called Parsley Pet. Uh,
Okay.
it is her name is Chelsea. She is part of Solutions Pet Food,
Hmm.
which is like one of the best raw foods on the market.
Hmm.
Um, as long, as far as sourcing and everything. Um, Parsley Pet does a comprehensive test for heavy metals and vitamin and mineral levels that is just I can't find it anywhere else in the market. It's just
Wow.
awesome. So I
That's
love
great.
Parsley Pet. Like if you're going to spend the money to go to the vet, get you can do the Parsley Pet at home, I believe, but you can do the Parsley Pet. You can go get blood work and a urinalysis. Those three,
Hmm.
once a year are fantastic. Or even the Parsley Pet once every 2 to 3 years.
Hmm.
Um, just get it done and find out, does your dog have toxic aluminum or copper or cadmium
Right.
levels?
Because you
Do they
can see
have good?
in the blood
Yeah,
work, right? They do have those specific blood tests for copper and high cholesterol, everything, all the minerals, good, bad,
vitamin
and
D.
different, right?
Vitamin D is
Vitamin
really
D,
important.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And um and all of those things they can affect behavior and they can affect, you know, things that you weren't even aware of. And I have a great example in my own life that just happened. We got gifted this regenerative medicine treatment. It's called Anacell. We
Okay.
got gifted from the person that owns this company called Anacell. I met him at the Holistic Veterinary Medical Association conference last year in Reno, and we've been talking or whatever. And he goes, I'm going to set this up with a vet near you. You go in, it's only available through a vet. You go in, and I'm just going to compliment the treat. It's a sub Q shot,
Oh, no.
and it's a long story, but it's regenerative medicine, so it's like stem
Okay.
cells, like
Oh,
stem
okay.
cells.
Yep, I was going to ask
Anyways,
what's it.
so yeah, so my dogs go in there. We go in there, my three dogs, and they get their thing. My dog Gertie got a different type of it, but yeah, and he said, it's from the day after to 7 weeks is really when we see things happen.
Mm,
Well, the craziest thing with my little beagle Wheezy, or I'm sorry, bulldog Wheezy, she started doing things like that I didn't even realize were missing.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
she's like a Klingon dog. She has terrible anxiety.
Mm,
She's my partner's dog. Like terrible anxiety. Uh can't sleep without her, and even though she wakes you up all night long, right?
yeah, I
Um
know.
and so you're sleep deprived.
Hmm.
Doesn't want to go outside to go to the bathroom. The cats are she's super afraid of the cats. Um, lots of she only like it doesn't matter if you have three people on the couch. She has to sit there, otherwise she'll sit and stare at you and cry the whole time. Okay,
Yeah.
so here, so we are like 2 weeks in. No,
Hmm.
3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks.
After the sub Q treatment.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and she's laying on the bed in the living room all by herself. She
Oh,
hasn't asked to come up on the couch.
oh,
Oh, every now and then, but not desperate. I told her to go lay down. She's been able to sleep out in the living room with her two sisters at night, because before she would throw herself into the door and then just sit and scream. And I don't know if you've ever heard of a bulldog scream.
oh, yeah.
And
Uh, on
yeah,
video, not in
oh
person. On
yeah,
video, yeah,
you can't
too
sleep
much.
right. Yeah, but another thing is she literally played with her sister, which she never does.
Oh,
She
wow.
played with her sister on the floor this past Sunday for about 25 minutes. And we we noticed what was happening. I'm like, "Oh my God." And she has been asking to go out to the bathroom.
Wow.
Um where I'm
That's,
sure you would literally have to pick her up and put her in the on the lawn.
that's
She's been
amazing.
Yeah, and so like but these aren't even things that I was even thinking about. I just thought, well, because I haven't been around Wheezy for very long.
Hmm.
Um, well, this is just Wheezy. And Heather had a story about Wheezy. Well, this is just Wheezy. Well, actually, it's not just Wheezy. I think that I think that this treatment was really supposed to help with inflammation in the microbiome. And I really think it did. Like,
Mhm.
it was like, oh, okay, well, she is acting so much more confident. She, like, the playing with her sister and being able to sleep through the night on the couch was
That's
just,
huge.
it's huge.
It
It's
is so
huge.
huge. It doesn't sound like that maybe to some people, but
You said that it doesn't
this
sound
is
like it to some people.
to some people it wouldn't sound like it. And to some people who are listening right now, they might be like, "Oh, that's whatever." But behaviorally speaking, and also you have that training experience too, and just from your experience, that's huge. That is
It
just
is. It's huge. It's
oh wow.
huge. I mean, and I haven't told Brandon is his name. I haven't given we're gonna talk after 7 weeks. Um, but like my other dog, like some things are shrinking on her, and then my dog Gertie, who she got an IV plus the sub Q,
Oh
because
wow.
she has like genetic based arthritis. She's a bulldog. You know how that is. Um, and she's just doing so much better. The thing that was really cool about my other big dog was that she's an orange dog, right?
Yes.
She's orange. Well, when I met her, she was light orange, right? And Heather said, she's just gotten lighter and lighter, and maybe it's because she's getting older, but she's only 8. And
Mhm.
and she's dark orange again.
That's wild.
And that's only been 3
Well,
weeks,
it's
you know?
regenerative medicine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
it's very
it's
cool.
working.
Very
It's
cool.
awesome. Is that on your website also, that information too?
No, the regenerative medicine is it's from amniotic fluid. It is
Mhm.
the sac that is around that gives
Yeah.
it's from horses, and no horses are harmed at all, because this is something that gets thrown out. It's thrown out whenever you have a foal, it's
Yeah.
thrown out.
Right.
And so he has this foaling program that happens every year during foaling, right? They tend to
Hmm.
foal all at the same time.
Of
And
course.
in Arizona, a community there that brings their mares, they
Hmm.
foal, and then that tissue is brought to a lab, kind of like an organ transplant. It's brought to the lab immediately, and then it's tested for any type of genetic anomalies that you just wouldn't want to use. So it has to be, what they call pure. And
Mhm.
then it's made into certain forms of like the sub Q IV fluids. There's an eye drop. But the cool thing is about it is it's not herbal. Um,
Mhm.
but the cool thing is that I have a one-eyed pug, and if I would have known about this company,
Mm.
they could have saved her eye
Yeah.
with eye drops,
Yeah.
which um
Wow.
so yeah, it's called Anicell,
Yes.
ANICELL Biotech,
Okay.
AnicellBiotech.com. And there's no side effects. They guarantee the results. Uh,
Wow.
and they'll work with you, and they'll let you know if you're a candidate. It's for a lot of injuries, that like CCL tears, injuries that dogs get put down for,
Yeah.
late stage kidney disease.
Hmm.
Um, the things that they use it for are really kind of piling up. So and it's affordable. It's usually a one and done, and if it's not, then they will give you a second. They will give you a second treatment for free.
Wow.
Um, it's pretty cool. But I was pretty impressed. But it does just go back to, and I've seen this with herbs as well. Like, you start giving an herbal regimen that's well indicated for your individual dog, right? And you start seeing these behaviors that you have not seen since they were a puppy. When they start feeling better. I mean,
Right.
it's kind of like when someone loses weight,
Yeah.
right? You're at a pretty heavy weight, you lose like 30 pounds, and all of a
Hmm.
sudden you want to go for a walk. You are playing around with your children more. You're
Hmm.
spending more time outside because you
Right.
feel better, right?
Right.
You feel better. And that's what I've seen herbs do. And I work with some herbal regenerative medicine types
Mhm.
of remedies that I love too. And I see these things with animals and people, and it's just phenomenal in
There's
the
a lot of
behavioral
value.
in the
Yeah.
behavioral realm, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Do you do anything with any CBDs? I know that there's a lot of CBDs. There's a ton of companies. There's one company that I like to deal with. They're called Elevet and stuff. But what's your take on that? Is that something complimentary also that can be added in?
Oh, absolutely. I use CBD. Um, I have my own brand on my website, Canine Herbalist. I also use CBD Dog Health. I use Earth Buddy. I haven't heard of the one that you're using. As
Mm-hmm.
long as it's organic, from an
Hmm.
herbalist perspective, it needs to be organic in
Yep.
because hemp is a super accumulator. It can draw stuff that from the soil, like heavy metals, and so you want to make sure it's grown in very good soil.
Okay.
Um, uh, yeah, I definitely. I mean, hemp is a plant.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
it's a plant, it's an herb.
Right.
It's just an herb that we
Right.
have not had access to for a very long time, and now we do. And
Too long.
that's yeah, and that's what I really, really love about it.
What about your book? You just have a book that just came out. Did you just release a book? Tell us about that. Or you have one coming out?
When does this podcast come out?
In probably in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, so yes, I have a book out. It just came out on the 4th of February. It's called The Herbal Dog. And
Oh, cute.
um yeah, kind of a good fit there.
Right.
It's called The Herbal Dog. It's a traditionally published book, which means that a publishing company uh, decided that it was great material and wanted to publish it. And I am so grateful. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually doing a 8-month-long book tour along with the book. So I'm pretty
Are you
excited
coming to
about that.
Florida?
Yeah, and that people find herbs and dogs a worthy subject now, which, probably wouldn't have happened a while back.
Oh,
Um,
no.
but yeah, the book is it's one part teaching
Mhm.
about the dog as an ecosystem, how to discover your dog as an individual. I have a little bit on diet in there, and
Mhm.
then I teach you about some systems in the body, so that those are the systems that you really kind of need to be aware of and how they work and why they're important. And
Mhm.
then the second half of the book goes over like all the different types of herbal remedies and when to use them, how to use them, when to stop using them, when to start using them.
Mhm.
Um, and then the last half of the book is the herbal remedies, and I have recipes and different things in there, and things that you can use and tips, and the people that have previewed it
Mhm.
before it came out just are in love with it, and I'm just really happy.
Hey Google, stop. That's awesome. That I'm excited. I'm definitely going to check that out. So where can you get it? Can you get it on your website? Where
So you
can
can get the Herbal Dog anywhere you purchase books.
Okay.
Um, Anywhere. You could get it in the UK, Australia, Canada,
Mhm.
America. But you can also go to the Herbal Dog. It's a resource. In my book, it'll say see the Herbal Dog for more information.
Okay.
It's going to be a resource website. It's up right now,
Mhm.
theherbaldog.com. And
Yep.
that will also have a link for that you can purchase it from as well.
Awesome. That's great. All right, let me look at my little cheat sheet here. Hang on a second. So I do want to ask, are you like ever going to delve in a little bit more into the cat world? Because I'm sure I've got some people who have both cats and dogs and some cat owners.
The book, uh, so the Herbal Dog, actually, all of the herbs in my book will tell you if they're safe for cats or not.
Nice.
And I also tell you how to dose cats. So,
Oh,
but am working with a couple of people in the cat world on creating a little herbal for cats as well.
very nice. I like
Yeah,
it.
that will probably happen within a year from now. But
Okay,
yeah, we're gonna do a small book on herbs for cats.
excellent. And you have a Facebook page. You have your website.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the whole gamut. I have a business page on Facebook, Canine Herbalist, in Instagram, Canine Herbalist. I have a Dogs Are Individuals group on Facebook that you can join. And I have a teaching platform. It's canineherbalism.com.
Mhm.
And I have a lot of great small courses on there. I have a subscription group on there where I do Q&A all the time. I've got a lot on that, and you can find my podcast too.
Yeah. Oh, nice. You have your own podcast. I
I
did
do. I
not
do a
know that.
weekly podcast. Weekly
Oh,
podcast. It's called Dogs for Individuals.
well, maybe, you can squeeze me in there sometime,
Yeah, I have
if
to
you
start
feel like it.
taking. I don't take any. I don't do any interviews.
I didn't start out with interviews either.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden people started approaching me and I was like, okay, let's see where this goes.
yeah. After my book tour is over, I'm going to start interviewing people.
I love it. Oh, your book tour. I just wanted to ask, are you coming like to this coast? Because you're where are you right now? You're in
I'm on the West Coast.
on the West Coast. So your tour is going to be there
Yeah,
on that.
no, my tour is all over America and the
Oh,
UK.
are you coming to Florida then?
Yes, I am. I'll be in Orlando, Tampa, and Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, when's that going to be?
That will be in May. I will have dates for the tour. It'll be on the Herbal Dog under tour dates. So I'm
Nice.
finalizing my Tampa. My Tampa date is on there, but I'm finalizing the Fort Lauderdale, and then the Orlando is an event from Dr. Judy Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be at that event.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see if I can hook up with you either at Fort Lauderdale or Orlando. That'd be
Awesome.
awesome. It'd be so
Yeah,
awesome to hook up with you for sure. Yeah. Oh, I really enjoyed talking with you so much, Rita. This
I
is
did too.
awesome.
Thanks so much for having me
Yeah,
on.
totally. We're gonna end